The story of Genesis ended with a family. Jacob and his sons had come to Egypt during a famine. Joseph, the dreamer, who had been sold into slavery by his own brothers, had risen to become second only to Pharaoh. He saved his family. He gave them land in Goshen. And there, under the protection of Egypt, the children of Israel began to grow. But 400 years have passed. Joseph is forgotten. The promises made to Abraham feel like ancient echoes. And the descendants of 12 brothers have become a nation, not of power, but of chains. A new Pharaoh sits on the throne. He does not remember Joseph. He does not honor the old alliances. He looks at the Israelites and sees only a threat. They have multiplied. They have filled the land. And in the mind of this king, their numbers are not a blessing. They are a danger. What if war comes? What if these foreigners side with our enemies? Fear makes tyrants of kings. Pharaoh issues his first command. The Israelites will no longer live as guests. They will work as slaves. Taskmasters are placed over them. Whips crack in the sun. Backs bend under the weight of mud bricks. The cities of Pithom and Ramesses rise from the dust, built by hands that bleed and bodies that break. But suffering does not stop the people from growing. The more they are oppressed, the more they multiply. The more they are crushed, the more they spread. And Pharaoh's fear only deepens. He calls for the Hebrew midwives, 2 women, Shiphrah and Puah. They stand before the throne of Egypt, small against the power of an empire. And Pharaoh gives them an unthinkable order. When you help the Hebrew women give birth, watch as the child comes. If it is a boy, kill him. If it is a girl, let her live. The midwives leave the palace, but they do not obey. They fear God more than they fear Pharaoh. When the king demands an explanation, they answer carefully. The Hebrew women are not like the Egyptian women. They are vigorous. They give birth before we even arrive. God blesses the midwives. He gives them families of their own. And the people of Israel continue to increase. Pharaoh's patience ends. He issues a new decree, not to the midwives, but to all of Egypt. Every son born to the Hebrews must be thrown into the Nile. Every baby boy must drown. The river that gives life to Egypt will now swallow the future of Israel. In the tribe of Levi, a woman gives birth to a son. She looks at him and sees that he is fine, beautiful, strong. She cannot hand him over to death. She hides him for 3 months, muffling his cries, praying that no one hears. But a baby cannot be hidden forever. When she can conceal him no longer, she does something desperate and faithful. She takes a basket made of papyrus. She coats it with tar and pitch to keep the water out. She places her son inside, and she sets him among the reeds at the edge of the Nile. His sister stands at a distance, watching, waiting to see what will happen. The daughter of Pharaoh comes down to the river to bathe. She sees the basket floating among the reeds. She sends her servant to fetch it. When she opens it, the baby is crying, and something stirs in her heart. This is one of the Hebrew children. She knows. She knows the decree. She knows this child should be dead. But she does not turn away. She looks at him with compassion. The sister steps forward, bold and quick. "Shall I go and find a Hebrew woman to nurse the baby for you?" Pharaoh's daughter agrees. And so the boy's own mother is brought to care for him. She nurses him, raises him in his earliest years, and then returns him to the palace. The daughter of Pharaoh adopts him as her own son. She names him Moses. I drew him out of the water. The child who should have drowned now walks the halls of the palace. The son of slaves now wears the clothing of royalty. The one condemned to die now breathes the air of privilege. But he is still a Hebrew. And somewhere deep inside, that identity waits. Thank you for listening to this first episode of the Exodus series. If this story stirred something in you, please consider subscribing to the channel, liking the video, and sharing it with others who might appreciate this journey through Scripture. In the next episode, Moses will grow into a man caught between two worlds, and a single act of violence will force him to flee everything he has ever known.